Hello, welcome to Freedom Friday. What would you like to be free of today? I am really being called to do a bunch of clearing, energy healing around the blocks that are holding us back from moving forward. It could be fear that's still, connecting us to COVID and our worry about our life, our business, our health, whatever that might be. Hi, Natasha. So nice to see you. So many different kinds of ways to look at freedom. And the big picture around the whole freedom story is that when we can clear these energy blocks, move other people out of our space, out of our energy field, out of our physical body, when we can release all of this energy that doesn't belong to us, that's not us, and we become the sovereign soul in your body. I am a sovereign soul in this physical body, and I only want one soul in this body. Some people share their bodies. That's a whole nother story. But what we want to do is find the old hidden blocks, find the fear, the doubt, the past life energy, all of these things that really hold us back from creating the life our heart desires. And we have been given a very unusual opportunity to be cocooned away. To many people have spent much more time meditating, exercising, just being in silence, maybe even reactivating their yoga practice, practicing their energy healing work that they do, doing more prayer, doing more silent, connecting to source. Whatever it's been for you, it is all so divinely orchestrated and perfect. So, yeah, just check in with me over here in the chat. Let me know what's up for you still. I know many states are opening up more. Some have been over the last week or two. I know when I was in Arizona, they were opening up somewhere around the 10th or so. California, I don't know, we're pretty, locked down until the 1st, and then I'm not sure what's happening because I don't watch the news, but I'll check it with somebody who does. Hi, Kathleen from Union City. Union City, where? Is that California? Yeah, thank you. Perfect topic for today. It really does feel like a great, it's time to move forward. Let's shake ourselves out. Let's free ourselves up. So, hi, Kimberly. Hey, Kim. Well, I've got a Kimberly and a Kim. Kim is here helping me out with posting and such. So I always appreciate Kim being here to help. So thank you. And Kimberly is, I don't know, where are you from, Kimberly? So I'm going to start. We're going to start with a couple things, apparently. I want to start with a clearing prayer because I was just talking a little bit about one of the great ways to start by freeing ourselves up is to get other people out of our energy field. And that is always so important. And I often do this clearing prayer, and I highly recommend that people do it every day. So we're going to do the prayer to clear other people's energy. And Kim is posting them in the chat, so you could copy it and paste it to whatever to a document on your computer, so you have it and you can do it every day. All right, terrific. Oh, okay. Near Niles. Oh yes, lovely. Happy Friday. Happy freedom. Let's go for it. It's been an interesting, kind of challenging week. I don't know if you guys have felt it, but I know a lot of people have. People have been more cranky than usual, I'm going to say. So it is always, yeah, okay, a bunch of thumbs up and hearts. Yep, apparently. So again, energy, energy, energy. And we have the whole astrological processes, and I'm not an astrologer, so I don't go very deep into that, but I do know that we keep going through more portals and more gateways, and new energy is coming in, and it's all fabulous, but it often takes us a little bit of time to integrate it into the body. So that may be feeling tired, you may be feeling cranky, you may need extra sleep. I didn't wake up till 9 a.m. this morning. Right? I'm like, wow, that was weird. I was awake at 4, and then I, thank heavens, went back to sleep. And then, I think my husband noisily set a cup of coffee on my nightstand, and I was like, oh, what's going on? I needed it. So I personally have been a little working very hard and a little overwhelmed and a little cranky. So nice. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Nandini. Nice to see you. Eddie Tika. I am not so good with with reading, honestly. So I hope I didn't slaughter your name. Yeah, so good. Let's do the prayer for clearing other people's energies. Then we're going to do entities and energy patterns. If you have my book, it's on. If you have my book, it's on 98 and 100. I often go to kind of the end of the book where all of the prayers are. I just find it easiest, fastest to find them there. But I'm also being called to do some prayer for alignment, prayer for strength, prayer for world peace. So the Record Keepers wants to do a lot of prayer work today. And I know we'll also do other, I'll just do some other energy clearing as it comes up. And I want to do some kind of energetic deprogramming. And these programs are ancient programs that all humans have had really for the last thousands and thousands of years. So if we can, as we can, when we can finish breaking out of these prisons, really they're kind of energetic prisons. A program looks like a kind of a cage or a metal box. I think I was doing maybe a little bit of work around that earlier in the week, maybe even on Tuesday. Feels like it's been a couple of years since Tuesday in my world. So all right, let's do some healing. So this is the prayer to clear other people out of your energy field. So let's just start with a nice deep breath. And we invite our soul to come down more fully present into our physical body, dropping out of our head and into our heart, bringing the higher self and the bigger soul down, 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 all the way down into our hips and our legs and our feet as we connect to our dear Mother Earth beneath our feet, getting nicely grounded. Grounding is very, very important to create and manifest and really bring abundance into your life. So again, I always like to suggest grounding every single day, maybe numerous times a day. If you get ungrounded easily, if you're like me, then it's really a useful, quick tool. And so I teach a tripod grounding system, which is calling your soul all the way down into filling your whole body down into your feet. And then you just run some, what I imagine is like roots, grounding roots from the bottom of your feet. And they go deep down into the earth, even 3, 4, 5 feet down. And then you have them spread out. So it's like you have this whole big root system around your body. And that works very, very well. And then I like to add the tripod to the tripod grounding system, 2 legs, and the tail, which is your your third point, right? So a grounding cord from the base of your spine. Imagine that if you had a tail, like a lion, a tiger, a monkey, whatever, anybody who has a tail, comes from the base of the spine, from the back of the first chakra, and we send it all the way down to the core of the earth. And I see the core as a beautiful crystal core. And then I imagine that I'm wrapping my tail around that core. So just doing that, getting nice and grounded. Let's move into our heart, our fourth chakra heart. Let that open and expand bigger and bigger and a little bigger. And then our high heart, which is where your thymus is, right? Kind of middle breastbone. And let that open and expand and merge with the fourth chakra. So the high heart and the fourth chakra merge together, creating a more powerful spiritual heart. And then we'll do the prayer to clear other people's energy. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please assist me in clearing and releasing all outside energies that are in my body, aura, and energy field. Please send them back to the person from which they came, or send them to the divine source to be recycled for the highest good of all. I am filled with my purest energy and highest vibration I can now hold. And so it is. And then we want to clear any other entities, any beings that are in our space. Sometimes they're just along for the ride. Sometimes we don't even notice they're there. Sometimes they have some dark energy in their own agenda. We want to get rid of any and all of them, no matter what, because you are a sovereign soul having a singular experience in your body. And this is the prayer to clear entities and energy patterns. And of course, we're going to do some more work around programs, which are energy patterns. Okay. I call upon Archangel Michael and his legions alongside the Akashic beings of light and divine source. Please surround me with your light and love. Keep me protected and safe as I order the release and the clearing of all energies, interferences, thoughts, feelings, patterns, programming, and imprinting across all time and space, in all dimensions and all levels and places and planes that are not in alignment with my highest and best Akashic blueprint. You are to leave my body, mind, and energy field now and forever. Please remove and recycle this energy for the highest good of all. And so it is. Ah, blessed be. I often find that that these entities are really kind of lost souls, lost beings. They're not human. They're not doing the human experience thing. So they're souls that are in some way kind of lost or misplaced. And a nice thing to do is to send them back to their place, plane, dimension, wherever they're from. They don't need to struggle here in this earth plane. Let them go home, wherever that is. And this is one of the reasons we call on Archangel Michael and the Akashic Masters and divine source or God, however you like to call that energy. It's the God of your understanding, that creative energy force that you are, as you understand it. And so we are actually calling in this help to assist us in moving these beings, which don't belong here, certainly not in your body or energy field, to send them home. Right? Wouldn't you want to go home if you were lost? I sometimes think of those poor little lost dogs that you know, they get taken in by some beautiful, lovely people who take really good care of them. But there's some little part of that pup that says, where are my peoples? How do I get home? And I sometimes see these entities as that. And sometimes they have a darker agenda, or sometimes they're here trying to learn in their own way without committing to a body, because committing to a body is obviously a big project, right? Most of us do it for a long time, 50, 70, 90, 100 years, whatever it might be. So it's a big commitment for a soul to come into a body. So all of that said, they also wanted to do the prayer for strength and alignment. Okay, so we're going to jump in and do those also. And so, Mother, Father, Goddess, God, in this moment, I connect with you as I remember the strength of who I am. Please assist me to continue on my soul path, to do what my soul has come to do, even if I am not yet conscious of that path. I give great thanks for the strength that fills my body now. I am blessed and filled with gratitude. It's another great one to do every day, especially in these kinds of times. So that is the prayer for strength, and it's on page 40 in the book. So hopefully Kim can find that and post it for everyone. So the prayer for alignment is another great one for moving forward, right? So this is really about strengthening our conscious resolve, moving into alignment in a deeper way with our soul, really getting on our path at this really perfect time in life. Okay, so I'm going to do the prayer for alignment, also on page 40. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please show me what it feels like to be the highest, brightest, and most expansive and aligned self that I can be today. Please open my heart to know the truth of my divinity and allow me to receive all the good that is within and without. Please guide me on my next steps to being abundant in all ways with ease and grace. And so it is. Blessed be. Beautiful. Okay. So what I would like to do is I'm going to do some deprogramming. We're going to do some energetic clearing to help to clear and release the programs that hold us back. And I want to go a little more galactic into the world of it's a very ancient energy world that has kept us very programmed in being more in service. I always feel that, as humans, that back whatever 12,000 years ago or something like that, we were really created more in the slave image. We were enslaved energetically, and almost even though we as souls come here and we have these experiences and we're conscious about it, and we don't have this experience in other places, planes, worlds, dimensions, when we're here, it's about, I really feel that it's about changing, transforming, clearing these old energies so that we can again create this heaven on earth, or whatever that means for you, a Garden of Eden. I'm so not religious, so I don't say any of that in a religious context, but really creating whatever it is that your soul came to create, your heart desires. And this is why we're having all of these experiences and all this energy that has been going on with COVID and coming back within, and and allowing us to help to heal and clear the energy for our Mother Earth, for Gaia, so that we can all move forward, so that we do not end this world with pollution and destruction in that sort of way, and giving us a chance to raise our consciousness. And I believe it's happening all over the world, and I think it's so, so exciting. So again, I say thank you to all of you who are showing up here today, who have been coming so many times and doing this work with me, because as we do this work together, it definitely is rippling out into the world, creating a difference in the world. So thank you. So I'm going to do a little energy work first. I'm going to have a little of my coffee. Just like I said, I have not been awake that long. Oh. Interesting. My coffee cup says trust. Lovely. Apparently, I don't read my coffee cups very often. So, energetically, we are going back to the beginning of this round of humanity. And I don't know really how else to say it, but we know that the earth has been wiped clean, right? There were dinosaurs here for a while. There were no humans. And then there were humans, or a version of humans. And I also believe there were a lot of ETs on the planet at that point, because they are finding more sites, more archaeological sites that are pre-Ice Age, that are very advanced technology. And I don't think it was like us. Maybe a version of us, maybe ETs, all pretty fascinating. But this is more and more of the energy and information that's coming through the Akashic Records, because the record keepers actually want me to go more galactic, more off planet, because I believe that when we heal from a bigger place, right, it's easier healing and it ripples even in a bigger way. So, oh, right. Interesting. Kathleen saying, I love we're going galactic. There's no accident. 4 planets in retrograde. I'm letting go of all from wherever it comes from that does not serve me in this lifetime. Beautiful. Thank you, Kathleen. Perfect. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And so we're doing it as a kind of a deprogramming also, which is kind of breaking up that cage, is the way I see it. So I see these energy cages, boxes around us. Sometimes they're square, sometimes the ones I see often are octagonal. Anyway, doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm going to do some clearing. So we ask the record keepers of all of the people, all of the souls who are listening to this now live or any time in the future. It doesn't matter where or when. Of course, the Akashic Masters do not live in a time-space continuum, so they are always with us. And we ask our own personal record keepers to do the highest and best work in alignment to you and your soul. So I ask that I am always in service, in the highest and best service, through the Akashic Record Keepers and Masters, to be of service for everyone who is watching, for you. So what they're suggesting is we go back something like around 12,000 years, for a kind of a round number. And we are starting to clear and deprogram, clear the implants, they're saying, clear some old implants that are part of this cage, of this programming, so that we can free ourselves up to feel more free to go forward with greater ease, with less fear, with the knowing that we are creator beings, that's why we're here. So I really just kind of feel the energy with my hands, and so I know it kind of looks like I'm typing or something. I couldn't even tell you particularly. I feel it, they move on their own. So I'm along for the ride, just like you, right? So I'm seeing a lot of this old energy being released, and it's like dissipating. Some of it almost goes up like smoke and dissipates the way smoke does. And some of it looks like it's almost like the energy, the heavier energy chunks feel like they're falling to the ground and kind of just being reabsorbed by Gaia, by the earth, right? Because they almost feel like they're made of earth something. So we're clearing those programs, and we're clearing the thoughts and the thought patterns that say, I have to be of service to like everybody. I have to be of service. And it's interesting because, of course, I believe in being of service, but there's different ways. There's service because it's your heart's desire, because it's part of your purpose or your path or what you've come to do. And we never want to be trapped or tricked or stuck, right? Or, yeah, or held like in an old contract in service, because that's not free will. And we come here for our free will and to make our choices and to make our decisions. So it's really important that all the way back from kind of the beginning of this time, 12,000 years ago, to this present moment, that we are clearing these programs and energies through all this time-space continuum, if you're looking at it in a linear sort of way. Okay. So any soul contracts that we have also from this life, any other life, all the way back to the beginning, that hold us in servitude, right? Some of these contracts we wrote in when we became like monks or nuns, right? We took vows of poverty, vows of chastity, and vows of obedience. So let's just say vow of obedience, and all of the other very much as kind of our vows of servitude in a way. And so we want to clear all of those vows out through all time space continuum. I mean, because many of us have been monks or priests or nuns or, you know, something like that many, many, many times. Usually I'm hearing 6 to 12 times at least in your 600 lifetimes on Earth, right? Maybe even way more if you start to look at some of the times that you were in ancient mystery schools or in some of the old temples or in ancient Egypt or any of these different places, right? So we do this sort of thing again and again and again. And so it's important that we clear those vows, clear those soul contracts, and clear the group contract. So we want to clear the contract with all the other people in that group, in that monastery or church or temple or wherever it was. We want to release them because we have contracts with these other people that say, I will do what you say, we will all be in service to our whatever the God is, or to our village or town or whatever it might be. So letting all of that go. I'm kind of surprised at how many and how heavy they are. But that's the good thing while we're doing group healing. It's like, boom, well, I was a little surprised at that kind of explosion, but you guys might have felt that in some way. I don't know how that feels for people, but whatever it is for you, all perfect, right? So, yeah. Okay. Yes. And I just was noticing something Virginia typed in about kind of a male versus female energy play, and do some clearing around that. Absolutely, because that's part of the big story here too, is to rebalance male-female energy to be able to bring us back into balance, because especially 2,000-3,000 years ago, right? We women had a lot of power earlier on because we were the creators, right? The world would not go on without us. And so men really respected the fact that we could give birth, and they took care of women and babies, right? They were the hunters, and we were the mothers. And so of course, you know, we were cooking and all of that stuff too, but there was great honoring of the divine feminine. And then I believe that the power shift came with war and with a desire to have more, right? More land, more everything. And so the men really took up their arms instead of for hunting, but really for, I don't know, there's a lot of words and I'm kind of drawing a blank on the one I'm looking for. Anyway, you know, taking over other people's lands, right? Acquisition, acquiring other lands. Anyway, some days, English. Anyway, but I also believe that as religion became more of a dogma and less of a spiritual knowing, that the power that women held became feared, right? So we were feared because we were creators. And so it served men to make us lowly, to make us the prostitute, right? To make us the servant, to be the slave, the, you know, the person who does all the cooking and the cleaning and everything else, who, you know. And so the energy really, really shifted. And so again, huge soul contract on the planet to rebalance masculine, feminine energy so we can bring the male-female power dynamic back into balance. Women are brilliant and we are different. And men can be brilliant and they are different, right? So it does become really important. And we see these still playing out, obviously, all over the world, all over the US. Anyway. So I want to do some clearing of the old energies, any contracts where we took on the subservient role. Some of these were these group contracts from religious lives, right? Where if you were a nun, you were subservient to the men, the priests, the hierarchy of the church, different things like that. So clearing all of that is important to release any soul contracts and group contracts where we have taken on subservience and the energy of being less than and believing it. We actually believed it. I think we were brainwashed into believing it. So again, this is all kind of part of what we're doing with this deprogramming. We're deprogramming the brainwashing that says you are less than, you're not as good as men, you're not as smart as men, you're not as strong as men. I'm not as strong as a man. Who, right? Who gives a crap? So that's what men are for. Make them lift the heavy stuff, right? I don't need to do that. I'm smart enough to ask someone to help me or ask someone to do it for me. Anyway, but it's kind of a funny thing that, you know, even that physical strength became a thing, like you're not as good because you're not as strong. Yeah, right. Anyway, so clearing all those soul contracts, moving all of that brainwashing out. And actually it feels like I'm seeing it almost like bubbles coming out of our heads. So if your head feels funny, if your head feels bubbly, that's kind of what it's looking like, is as a program, right? Like we've come to believe. It's been written in our minds, in our almost in our, well, no, that's not true either. Anyway, it's in our brain though, and it's bubbling out. So that's really good. So just let it bubble. Deleting all the contracts where we said, I will support you by being the weak one. I will support you by pretending that I'm not as good as you. Whatever those soul contracts were through all these different time-space continuums, we're going last 12,000 years. Why not, right? We can. Okay. Good. Good. It's starting to feel more expansive, more spacious. Yeah, I don't know if you're kind of feeling that in some way or other, but I'm seeing our energy field, right? That cage. Let me just finish breaking it down so it falls apart before we finish. Breaking all that up. So it's like blowing up all the nuts and bolts and connecting pieces that keep the cage together is kind of the way I explain it. I just feel this very powerful, beautiful, kind of golden white light just pouring down on us, really just breaking all of those cages into bits as they're falling apart. I kind of am seeing them scattered like around the ground. And as we see that, I know that they're being recycled by Mother Earth. They're actually almost energy is always recyclable. That's kind of the very cool thing about it, because every time we destroy something, we're never actually able to destroy it, which is perfect. We are releasing it to be recycled for the highest good of all. So even these cages, even these programs, even the old contracts, anything even that you think might be negative, we just can let it explode, in a sense, released into its original form. And as it is released into its really original form, which is energy, then it can be recycled for the highest good of all concerned. So that means if it was your energy that was stuck in this program, when it blows apart, you get to reclaim the recycled piece of you, but now it's back to kind of pure you. It's gotten rid of the program, it's gotten rid of the contract, it's gotten rid of all the old energy. So you're actually able to receive this renewed, refreshed, like almost new energy, but it's you. And so we're filling ourselves back up with our highest energy of us that we can hold. So after we clear it and we release it, not only are we recycling the highest and best back for us, but then we're also asking the record keepers, and we'll just do that right now, asking the record keepers to fill us with the highest Akashic wisdom, information, and energy that we can now hold, now that we have cleared all of these old programs and contracts and imprints, implants, brainwashing. Yeah, now we've cleared all that crap out of there, right? We can hold and receive the new, beautiful, highest vibration of us that we can now hold. And I want to ask the record keepers today, because I know that we're all going through kind of physical transformation too. We want to ask the record keepers to upgrade and bring in a new physical level genetic blueprint, the highest new genetic blueprint that we can now hold, because it looks like some of our old blueprints are kind of old and tattered and torn. So they're being replaced with an upgrade. Yeah, I love a little upgrade. But it sometimes makes you tired too. So if you're really tired after this, go take a nap, right? Because your body's like, oh, now I have to upgrade, you know? Hopefully you can spend a little restful time or time in nature, grounding to earth, or sleeping, meditating, napping. I'm a big fan of naps. Okay. Ooh. So bringing in those upgrades, all that new energy. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Hi, Etta from Australia. Yeah, they're always on my page. So just it'll reboot and you can watch it. You can watch the whole thing from the beginning there. And there's, I don't know, quite a few on my page. There's a whole, so click on the videos or yeah, and you can watch them all. Perfect. Yay. Thank you. All right. Well, that was kind of what the record keepers wanted us to work on. It feels like we did a good job. And now I wanted to do the prayer for world peace. It feels like such an important thing to do every single day, especially as we're still in this time. Prayer for world peace is on page 41. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, I am peace, and this peace permeates my heart. As I feel it in the depth of my soul, I expand this peace to embrace the world. I am peace. I know this is true for me. I know this is true for humanity, and so it is. Blessed be. And so I thank the masters, the teachers, the beings of light, all of the Akashic record keepers for the love and the wisdom and the gifts and the healing they have shared with us today. And I thank each and every one of you for showing up and spending this time and helping to expand this energy out into the world. And I truly, truly appreciate if you guys want to share the video, you can share it on your page. All of that is always a fabulous thing. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Okay. Bye for now. I love you guys. Bye-bye.